Today, we do the progress update. Welcome back to another Bit Legends video. That's right, boys. Progress update. A lot has happened in a short amount of time, so let's talk about it. First thing I want to show is, you're looking at it right now, this new equip. Very lucky. We had a, We had a compensation for server activity or something like that. I don't know. It didn't affect me. I didn't have any problems. But I wake up, I get 300 gems. I go to the black market. I buy a equip coupon, and then I roll it, and then I get this. I've had better luck with the free, not free, that one wasn't free. I mean, it was if you count the bonus gems. But I've had better luck with the coupons than I have had with throwing gems at the gacha. It's probably just RNG, but I'm telling you, I'm not complaining. There you go. So I'm happy with this. It's the highest damage reduction equip currently in the game. I do expect them to add something new in the future, but here we are. No complaints, and then block's not bad. And I like this pet, so I'm not going to mess with pets for a long time. I do expect them to add much better pets in the future, but this is kind of here we are. If they add God tier best in slot pets right now, then you would get them and not do anything in the future, and the gacha would kind of slowly slow down. But I think for right now in this moment, I think this is best in slot as well, because healing weakest keeps your team alive, so I like that a lot. Shielding's not bad. Of course, I would prefer to have a heal and shield team when I get hit, but that does not exist at this moment, and hopefully it will. As far as mounts, I'm getting relatively close to +4ing the mounts. I could probably do it towards the end of this week or next week, depending on when I want to farm PvP. But that would give me a significant amount of total stats more. However, total stats is not the most important thing for a tank. You want bonuses. So if you're wondering what I'm going to do with mount materials after I max this thing out, well, I'm going to roll another legendary mount, and then I can kind of play around with that one and see what bonuses I can get. These bonuses are too good for a tank for me to re-roll it. The risk is just too high. I'd have like a 1 in 100 chance of rolling something better, so that'd just be silly. But let's look at it. Let's take a peek. So if you click unload, you take it off. If you click free, you destroy it, and you get some materials back. If you destroy a +3 legendary, you're going to get 350 materials. If you destroy a +3 epic, I said that wrong. So if you destroy a +3 epic mount, you're going to get 350. So factor that in. If you destroy a legendary, I don't know, because I haven't destroyed a legendary yet, and I probably don't plan on doing it. And then upgrades pretty straightforward. Reselect would reroll the stats and the bonuses, and so we're not going to do that here. But I'm almost a fourth of the way there. It'll be nice. Once I do this, I don't have to worry about epic materials, and I can just waste them on re-rolling amplifiers, which I'll show in the future, or save up for the next legendary amount. But yeah, so bonuses are not the king for tanks. Bonuses help me as far as doing solo PvE, because my familiars will get higher total stats as well. But I'm really hunting on those bonuses. But let's look at it. So amplifiers, this is where you're going to be wasting your those epic materials. So the way I do it is I keep the legendary ones that I get that are a current tier, and if I want, I can waste those epic materials and do rerolls here and hope to get damage reduction or diversion. Like this is damage reduction and this is diversion. But I do have a handful of extras. Let's see. Let's go to browse. I'm hanging on to a couple. So these are just for rerolls. I'm going to reroll those in the future. I keep block in case for some reason I got to switch and max out block. I should have a couple extra block ones, and that should help me there. But I'm keeping a bunch of damage reduction in case I want to take the diversion off. And it's nice to have options there. Hopefully I'll finish coughing. Actually, you know what? Let me drink a little bit while you guys stare at these questionable amplifiers. Some high quality H2O. I only mess with the epics. Everything other than that, I'll just exchange, and I won't even identify them. And I suggest that too. Don't identify the blues and the greens if you have enough epics to wear, because then you have to hand, one by one, by hand, destroy each one. If you don't identify them, I can just destroy them in the exchange tab and not have to worry about it. But anyway, so that's Amplifier, straightforward. I'm slowly creeping my way to 150 to get the next one, and then the 200, of course. But we'll get there when we get there. It's happening. would be very significant for a tank. I am very happy and proud to show off this Epic Brain. I had a 1 in 16 chance. I rolled an Epic Brain before this, and it was 9% radiation damage, which does nothing for me. And even if I'm a DPS, I'm probably not going to use that one, so I destroyed it. Rolled this one, and I'm so happy. This means that I can worry about all the other chips for a long time, and I don't have to worry about rolling legendary brains for a while. So that's nice. But I've got block. I do want to replace these with damage reduction or diversion, but I will not kill these because you never know. Maybe block in the future is something that we have to have. Dodge should be 3%, but they put it as 1.5. That's an error. Dodge should always be equal to damage reduction, and diversion should always be half of dodge or damage reduction. But whatever. I'm going to replace dodge anyways because I don't really want dodge. Dodge not a bad stat, but I'd rather have something else. So my first legendary defensive chip will go here, and then I will probably, again, not destroy these, but I'll just replace them with a legendary and so on and so forth. And I'm not really too worried about this one. I could try to get the EXP gains on there. Item fund would be good to have as well, and gold is valuable too. If you like switching around, you could put the gold ones on before you do ordeal, and it would be definitely worth the effort of swapping them. But I'll just let this sit for right now. I'm not too worried about it. But those are chips. Let's see what else. I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy. Let's go to talents real quick. Give you a quick run through. So very similar to what I said with the Kung Fu Master build. I'm following it. There is one small tweak that I want to talk about, but you can start in Pilgrimage if you really want to get the emergency shield skill and you're doing a lot of manualing. That would be valuable. I want to move towards a autopilot builds, so that way if people are using me and they're autopiloting, or if I'm using me and I'm autopiloting, it's the most effective there. But let's go block. Let's go 5% hit points each round, absorb 2.5, dodge 5%, and then this big thing, oh my goodness, 15% damage reduction. I'm losing 5% damage, but I don't care. This is better than my equip almost. This is like basically getting another equip if you're a tank. It's amazing. After that, drop down here. So there's one small change. I forgot about the lines that tell you what order you have to get everything. And so in the other build that I posted in the video, I had you pick up this, but you can't pick up this because you have to pick up the elemental resistance in order. If you see the line from elemental resistance over to the diversion, you have to max that one to unlock diversion. So that's a little thing. I would prefer to have hit points and damage percentage than elemental resistance, although that might not be correct. Maybe we're going to find out that elemental resistance is really worth having. It just depends what weapons people are using, what's the meta, how are all the numbers working. Hopefully the big brain kids can figure that out for us. But this is probably not too shabby, and that's probably the way to go anyway. So what I'm doing is I have to max out healing effect to get 10 points in here so I can start filling damage reduction. This is level 1, and at max it'll be 5%. So probably at the end of this week or the beginning of next week, just depending on how I want to spread out my push, I'll max this out and I'll get 5 more, and then I'll be at like 49 damage reduction, something like that. So we're getting there. Once I hit 50% damage reduction, my build is mathematically superior to a block build, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, so we pick up this one, and then next we're going to go over here. We're going to get some shielding per turn. This skill only has value if you are getting in turns, so I need to get my agility up like 50, maybe 100 agility so I can get 1 turn per round in raid 6. And then I'll be getting some of this good stuff. Hopefully that'll keep me nice and healthy, get some shields going, because I have a healing pet as well. So we'll see. But we're going to get those 2. And then after that, we are going to, let's see. Yeah, so we'll get the elemental resistance. We will eventually get this, but I need 40 in here. So what are we going to do? It's 10, 20, 30. That will be 40. Yeah, and so we could do this. So we did it right. I wouldn't actually mind having speed on there because, again, I want to get the turn rate up a little bit, but it's just not going to happen for us. And then the other option is if I wanted to get the emergency shield, and again, I'm going for a passive build, then what I would have to do is I'd have to drop 2 points. I'd have to drop 1 point out of the damage reduction talent over here in wildness, so I lose 1.5% damage reduction. That way I could get 51 points down here, and then I would have to take 1 point out of diversion to make sure that I can get this 1 point and then I could unlock this. I theory crafted that it's possible that my hit point regen per turn might actually give 15% of that to everybody else. What I'm getting right now is I think I'm getting like 350 health per turn, and so 15% of that is like 50. So 50, if regen counts as healing self, which it might not. But that would give 50 health to everybody on my team every single turn. And it's not nothing. That might actually be enough to just keep everybody topped up if they're taking just a little bit of damage here and there. Or it just might be negligible. I'm not worried about it. I'll probably test both of them and report back and let you know how it goes. What would be significant, though, is when I receive a pet heal, if I'm getting like 1,300 hit points when I get pet healed, and then 15% of that would be pretty nice. So that would add up. But who knows? We don't know if regen counts. We don't know if pet healing counts. So it's only when I'm getting healed. But I mean, I do get healed pretty often enough, so that would be fun to have and worth checking out. And then this, if you're doing any manual play, this is an amazing skill. It's 0 SP. You could use it in the fight before the boss, and then you could use it in the boss fight and get the shields going. But the boss is hitting so hard that I've seen him one-shot tanks through block. And the tanks that we're talking about, myself and Wookie, and we both have block, we both have significant damage reduction, and we're getting one shot through that. So I honestly don't think that 50% shield is going to save a DPS right now. So I'm not worried about that. But anyways, fun build, a couple different options. Hopefully I cleared that up. So you can't get this one, you got to get this one, and then you can choose if you want to modify and get those two. What else? What else is there to talk about? If you're wondering how I'm spending my stat points, I guess I'm just putting it all in stamina. I do want more agility, but I don't think it's worth me losing stamina to get agility. And I don't really suggest anybody do rerolls and waste 50 gems a pop on epic material or epic gear that you're going to replace in the future, anyways. So whatever, if it happens, it happens. What I'd like to do is if I could swap my attack stat and my agility stat. And just get like 100 or so, 150 more agility, I think that'd be perfect. And a lot of things I talked about, my healing is based off of hit points. This is based off hit points, and then the hit point regen is based off of hit points as well. So I'm not really worried about my tech stat. What else? Hey, we got some stuff here. I've been saving the elimination stuff. So the level of elimination that you go into is based off of your it's based off your progress. So I'm in zone 9, so this is going to be zone 9 enemies. And as you can see right here, I can complete the first 2, but I can't complete the hell mode. And so since I'm in no urgent, it's not urgent for me to do these things. I can just save them and use them whenever I want. Then I'm just going to wait until I get strong enough to do hell mode if that ever happens. I do have a lot of ways to go to improve my gear, and then I have a lot of ways to go to improve the familiars on my team. So there's progress there, and it'll be worth it. As far as the shop, what I could be doing is I could be trying to use all the stuff and get this class XP. That's viable. I do want the mount, but at the same time, I don't even know what the mount looks like. And I typically get tired of really big mounts super quick. Some people have got the mount Phantom. It's a giant jet, so it's like a fighter jet. Looks really cool, kind of like a F-15 with a bunch of blue stuff on it. Looks cool, pretty big. But I don't even Mount Mars Warrior. You know it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be exclusive, which is nice. But I guarantee I'll get tired of it fairly soon. And 70,000, that is a lot of potential. Class XP or mount materials or something, and then nothing good here. Well, that'll probably be relevant in the future. But there you go. So expansive. What else? With war, this morning in war we had like 30 little captures, and I got 60 gems per day. So if you click on tips, you scroll to the bottom, it'll tell you how many points you need for each different rank. So that's kind of cool. I think I'm a major, and it's a pretty significant jump to get to lieutenant colonel. And then if you look at ranking, you can see where you are. So I got 10,000 here. I wouldn't really suggest, I actually don't suggest throwing any gems at this. Just use the daily regen that you get. And if you look at the bottom right corner, you see the daily reward when it resets. But I think if you put in gems in this, the amount of gems that you get in return is pretty weak. What you could do, since I think it's a 2-week event, is The first day you could push a little bit, get that ranking up so you're getting a higher percentage, and then you're getting more rewards over time, and you'll probably even out and get a total of 0. But if you're free to play, I wouldn't put any gems in this. Just have fun, do the thing. You're looking for places like this, only gives gold, so whatever. This one only gives gold, so whatever. But this one, we've had this for most of the day, gives 40 gems per day. That's significant. And then you can see what percentage that you would get if you look at your, battle report? Yeah, look at that. So we're still going strong, Skyfire. I am planning on, in the Discord, probably, YouTube was always like a day behind, but in the Discord, I think when it resets, assuming this comes back immediately, because I do think this is going to be in the game constantly, but it could they could have the war mode out for 2 weeks and then gone for 2 weeks and then come back for 2 weeks or something. If it comes back, I think in the Discord what we're going to do is we're going to announce a color. Everybody is going to rush the color, and then we're going to focus everybody in the Discord in the same color. So we kind of did that with Skyfire. When this came out, people just kind of joined randomly. But if you waited 5 minutes, we started to talk about it and said, okay, let's all go Skyfire. And you can see what happens. So the Unity Guild has really focused this. Not everybody in Unity is the same color, but I'm pretty sure that next time this comes around that we all will be. And so I think you're going to see that bar load up even further, whatever color we pick. Might be Skyfire, might be something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out. TLDR is join the Discord and be informed so that you are on the winning side. Because, yeah. There you go. Fame, fun. But yeah, Wasteland Pearl. I don't know if it matters how long. If you hold this for 20 hours out of the day versus if you capture it right before the daily reset. I am not quite certain on that. I'm pretty sure some big brains out there have figured that out. But next time we'll be more coordinated. I'm probably going to take a bunch of screenshots of this and patch it together and then put it up. And then we'll have a little map and we can do some cool planning and stuff. It looks like Japan. It looks like the art that they kind of use. Kind of get that Fuji thing going on. Maybe it's Hawaii. I don't know. More like Japan, though. Theoretical, whatever. Anyways, that's fun. I do think that the team that you use here is different from the team that you use in PvP. So if you change your PvP team, it might not be reflected here. That's my experience, although may or may not be attended for rewards. It's kind of weird for them to reward this because if you get the action points that let you do actions, but it's at the end of the event, and then the event is over, then you're just sitting on action points that you can't use. So I do wonder, and I think that this is going to reset, and instead of going away for a period of time, I think it's just going to reset every 2 weeks, and then reset, and then reset, and this might be a constant mode that we have in the game. I like it. I'm having fun with it. But again, don't throw a lot of gems at this. The reward isn't really there. The first day I got 30 gems. The next day I got 27 gems, and then I got 60 gems, and so on. And this is such a tiny amount of gems for the reward there. I always hate when they have such a tiny amount. It's bro, the amount of pushing that you would have to do to get rank 1 or 2, you're going to need to add some zeros on that. But whatever. And then bounty points you use these in Elimination. So I'm very fun. I'm happy that's added to the game. But with anything that's new, a new mode that's added to a game, usually the devs tweak it a little bit the second time it comes back based on the data and based on how people played it. So I would expect some changes here. But yeah, like it. Awards, rankings, battle fire. The back button is impossible.